A few days ago, I made a video about stack wedging and trying to decide if I wanted to keep my subscription or not. Someone rightly commented, like, why couldn't I just do the wedge practice on GSPro? And I could. So I think what I want to do today is show what you get with the stack for $100 a year. I'm not going to do everything. I'll show bits and pieces of some of it, but I'm not going to do all of it. I want to show what you can get with the R50 by itself without a subscription. And then I want to show a little bit of what I know of you can do with wedge practice with GSPro. Before I get to that though, my stack subscription expires tomorrow. I'm still on the fence if I'm going to continue it or not, just because right now I'm trying to cut back on some other expenses. But I did see here while I was looking at it is I can refer friends and earn credits. So I'll be posting the links in the description. But what happens if you use the link and purchase one of the following things: the adult speed stick, and the stack radar, the junior speed stick and stack radar, or just the stack radar by itself. What happens is you will receive $50 off, and I will get 1 credit on my account. And if I get 1 credit, that gives me a 1-year subscription. So I'm not telling any of you go buy this, you have to buy it. But if any of you do use one of my links and purchase it, I'll get the subscription for an additional year, which I would appreciate. Again, you don't have to. I'm just throwing it out there. If you were interested and on the fence, hopefully this video will help you understand if it's something good for you or not. But let's get started now. So I'm going to record my iPad screen here because I'm using my phone to record this video, and I'll kind of show you different things you get with the stack for $100 a year. So the first thing you get, and probably the thing that Stack is most known for, is their speed training. That is where you use their speed training stick, which has these different interchangeable weights on it. So I'm throwing it out here. So you have 100 grams, 75 grams, 60 grams, 45 grams, and 20 grams. And then what the app does is actually, as you go through it, and I'm not going to go through it right now, I think I have another video where I do it, but it tells you which weights to use, how many swings to take. One reason I haven't really been able to fully succeed with that is I've been in the past dealing with back issues. I've had a couple herniated discs, so I think I have a mental barrier to really swinging my fullest. I actually started going to physical therapy again, trying to just get my back in a position where I can possibly do speed training again. But at the very minimum, I just want to be able to swing more freely and more loosely. I have been going to the chiropractor every 3 weeks, and it's okay, but it's just like maintenance. And I want to be at the point where I don't really need to go to the chiropractor. So that's enough on that. But that's the stack speed training that you can get as part of that $100 a year. And you do not need the stack radar to do the stack speed training. The radar I used when I first got started was actually the Swing Caddy SC200. It works fine. But to do stack wedging, you need the stack radar. So that's why I have the stack radar. I could probably honestly get rid of or sell the SC200 because I don't really use it anymore because I have this. So maybe I'll do that. But the stack wedging requires this. The stack radar requires a different launch monitor, and like the R50 will not work for the stack speed training as of making this video. So that's just something to note there. Then you also have the stack putting, which I've used a couple times. I don't think very much, and I should have used it more. And a lot of the reason why I don't go out and practice as much as I would like to is because I do have my wife and kids at home, and I can't just go and practice for hours at a time. What I can do in my garage, I'm at least just a door away. My golf course isn't far from me, but it's a lot easier and more comfortable for me to practice at home where I'm by my kids, or when my wife is at work. It's just easier because my youngest is only 4 years old, so I can't leave her for an extended period of time. So those are 3 options with the Stack app. And then the other thing with the stack wedging, which I'll show you right now, you do, like I said, need the stack radar, but you don't need a launch monitor. You just need something to hit into. So right now my screen's not down, but you could just hit into a net. I'm going to put my screen down and I will do just some stack wedging. I'm not going to do the whole video. Just to show you, you don't need a launch monitor. You don't need anything other than a phone. In my case, I'm using my iPad, like I said, because I'm recording from my phone. But you just need a phone, stack radar, and something to hit into. Probably something to hit off of too if you're doing it indoors. So let me just do a few videos just showing that. It might be kind of boring because there's not going to be any picture because I'm showing you don't need it. So again, this is right here is where you can choose how many balls you want to hit. You have the option for basically 10 minutes, 20 minutes, or 40 minutes. You can choose full flight if you're outdoors, limited flight, which is what I'm doing here. You can also choose if you're hitting off a mat or natural grass. You can change the temperature, altitude, any customized carrying. So I have it set how I want it. I'll hit next. So it looks like today, I'm probably actually going to do this whole wedging practice, but I'm not going to record it all. So today I did actually do a new baseline session the other day with my updated bag. And so I like that it tells me which clubs to use. I can change that, but based on my baseline, it's telling me these are the clubs I should be using for today's session. Hit next. Again, it tells me to warm up. I should do that. I'm not going to. I really should, but I'm not going to. And now here's where I connect the radar. Just gotta turn it on. So now it's connected. Hit continue. I do have the option for some wedge warm-ups here that I am going to do just because I have not taken a swing yet today. So let me hit a few of those and then I'll do my session. I'm only going to show a few shots, but I just, again, want to show I don't actually need the R50. It is on right now just because I have it charging, but I don't have anything hooked up to it. It's not going to be reading any shots. I'm getting everything off my Stack radar and it'll show on the Stack app. I also personally wouldn't want to do it this way, and that's why I usually have my R50 connected to it, is I like when I can actually see something, what I'm hitting to, or the ball flight. It just gives me more input and more data, but it's not required. Okay, 3 shots actually feel good right now, so I'm just going to start my wedge session here. Again, you can see I don't need the screen. You saw the app getting my yardages. So right now here, my target's 75 yards. It tells me to use my 58-degree wedge. So that was 77 yards. It felt like it probably went pretty straight for me, but I don't know for sure because I can't see the ball flight. That's what I don't like about this specific setup right now, but you can do it. That one felt maybe a little right. There might have been a draw on it. And I guess that was a little longer than my target of 75 yards. So that one was short. It was 66 yards. Now it's telling me to use my 48-degree for 113 yards. I'm going to stop recording right now, but when I come back, I'll be showing what you can do for wedge practice with the R50 by itself with 0 subscription. Okay, so I just completed the stack wedging session. That was the first time I've ever done it without a visual of seeing where the ball goes, and it was kind of nice because I was able to just focus on hitting the ball and not so much the ball flight. But I personally prefer when I can see the ball flight. So this isn't necessarily a way I would use it going forward, but it is an option where you can do it without a launch monitor. All you need, like I said, is a stack radar and something to hit into. So then after, sorry, I'm a little winded now. After you do your session, you can save it, and then you can kind of see your summary and everything here. So goes to it, so you can kind of see how I did for each yardage. I was best at 75 yards and worst at 96 yards. So you can see that all there. And it's just kind of a cool thing. But that's the stack wedging. Now I'm going to show what you can do with the R50 by itself with a 0 subscription. The first thing I have to say is with the R50 itself, again, you don't need a projector or a screen. You just need a net or something to hit into. because you can do everything right from the R50 itself. I'm not going to do that today, but let me kind of show you the options by bringing my camera over there to show you what you can do. So here's your main screen. You have practice, play, connect. Play is when I do home to hero. Connect is when I do GSPro. But without any subscription, you can hit practice, and your choices are distance range, Crooked Creek, Green Valley, Palm Island, and that's it right now. There is actually no specific wedge training. So all you can do is choose a range and then pick your shot you want to hit. So I don't normally do this one. Let me do Crooked Creek. And you can kind of see here, tracking mode, ball and club. I have target alignment at 0. I have the elevation at 996, humidity at 55%, temperature at 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Let me turn on my projector, and then I will hit some shots and just show you. There's not really anything specific for wedge training or any type of training. So here now, I know you can't see it on the screen. There's different targets I can go to out there right now. So it's currently set to like 94 yards. There is a target here at 30-ish yards. So although it's not specific wedge practice, it's not really random. There's a 30-yard shot. Let me try and hit that. So I'm going to do it, but there's, again, nothing specific where it's randomizing or anything like that. It's me choosing the target. So here I'm just going to hit a couple of them at different targets and kind of show you that, and then I'll go on to what I know you can do with GSPro. So that was shorter than I would have liked, about 17 yards, 25 yards total. So that's just one target. We'll choose another one here at 74 yards. So now it has me aiming over there. So let me go for that one. I think that almost went in the hole. So 75.5 yards, 78.6 distance. Let's see another one over here. There's one at 121 yards. And you don't have to choose those targets. You can do any of them. You can do like in between, but this is just kind of targets for you to go to. So it's not really as structured, I would say, as GSPro or TheStack. Oh, I didn't hit that one great. Hit behind it. So again, wasn't as good, but that's kind of the only option you have currently for what you can do on the R50 by itself. Now let me pause the video so I can get my computer set up and show you what I know you can do on GSPro. So today I connected right to the R50 hotspot to my computer because I've been having a lot of disconnect issues with GSPro on the R50 lately. So I want to see if this is any better. One thing I do like right away though about GSPro is if my R50 is charged, I can have my HDMI cable back at the computer and I don't need any cord by the R50. So I can have kind of a wireless free area. It's not wireless because I have the HDMI cable connected, but I don't have any cords to worry about here. But now let me show you what I know you can do with the R50, not including some like on-course practice where you're hitting the same shot over and over. But I'll go to the practice range. And I'll show how long this takes to load. It depends on your connection, but like this one loaded pretty quick. Other times it's a little slower when I'm on an actual course. But what I like here is you have these options, and I'm hoping you can see it because I'm not going to be recording my screen, but I can actually do like a ladder. I can do short game. So here I have 25 yards to 80 yards. I need to make 2 per level, do the distance step of 10 yards, proximity needed, 5, 10, or 10%, attempts per level, 1 or 2, measure mode, total, or carry. I'm going to do carry here. I'm just going to show a few shots of the ladder drill, and then I will go and show another option for wedge practice. So right now I have 25 yards. So the goal is to get 2 in 25 yards, and then it'll move to 35 yards. So let me try that quick. And remember, I have it set to carry number. Not sure if I made it in the circle or not. I did not. I was just short. So that was good. So I have to make one more in that range. Almost dunked it. So that's another good one. So now it's moving me to 35 yards. Little long, I think. Well, it made it actually. I thought that was a little long. I think that one just made it too. So now it's going to level 45 and I'll keep going that. I'm not going to do the whole thing, but what happens is whatever yardage you have it set to, I think it's 80 or 85 for me, you work your way up to that number, so 80 or 85, and then you work your way back. If you miss one of the ladders, then you go to the previous ladder until you can hit it and keep going again. So this is definitely a nice skill thing to work on certain yardages. And it is an option. It's nice. Now let me show you the other option with wedge practice. And it doesn't have to be wedge practice, but that's kind of how I would use it. But let me show you the other option with GSPro. Okay, it took me a little bit to find it here because I don't use it very often, but there's a randomizer option. We can choose a randomizer. You can choose either 1, 3, 5, 10, or 15 shots per distance. I'm just going to do 3 here. You can choose a max distance, which for me, I would just choose, let's say 120, 124 min distance. Let's just do like 30 yards there, hit apply. So now I'm going to get 3 shots at each distance it randomizes. So the first one here is 73 yards. Let's grab my 58 degree. A little short. Oh, that was right. So one thing I am noticing right away that's kind of different when I was just using the stack radar without the screen, and it might be a good thing, I wasn't trying to look to see where the ball went right away. So that's something to consider. I never really thought about that, but I was actually focused more on hitting the ball rather than watching where it went. So I have one more here at 73 yards. So now it gives me 116 yards. I'm going to use my gap or my 48 degree wedge for this, and then I'll stop with this, but I wanted to show the GSPro option. Way short. Okay, so that was the GSPro randomizer. Again, you can do that more, but what is maybe a good thing or a bad thing, depending how you look at it, there's no end to this. It's you're done when you decide you're done. Where what I kind of like with the stack is it tells me these are the 3 distances you're going to do, and you're going to do it for, again, I think it was like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, or 40 minutes, something like that. So it's just kind of nice knowing like, hey, I'm just going to practice here. I have 10 minutes of time. Let me do this one quick. Where GSPro, it's nice. It's kind of the same thing, really, but it doesn't tell you which club to use. And I don't know if it gives you really the same data insight on how you're progressing or even regressing. So they both have their pros and cons. I don't think you really need both. Right now, I do have both, at least until tomorrow, but they are different options. They have different things. With GSPro, you do need a PC, a laptop, to be able to use GSPro. You do need a launch monitor that can work with GSPro. You don't really ever need a projector, but you do need something to hit into. But with GSPro, you need a computer, GSPro, and some launch monitor that works with them. For the stack radar, the bare minimum you need is something to hit into, and the Stack radar. And then if you are also interested in speed training or the Stack putting, that's included in the $100 a year subscription. I'm not sure what the discount link I'll have in my description with the Stack, if that has any discount on the subscription, but I believe if you buy the Stack Swing Trainer or the Stack Radar, you do get like a year or two subscription for free. So it's not like you're paying for the device and a subscription right away. So there's that. Plus, if you use my link, you get $50 off, and I get my subscription extended. So if you're considering it, please use my link below. Otherwise, I hope I kind of showed you the different options between the R50 with 0 subscription. There is Home to Hero, but that's not a required subscription to do what I showed you with the range. There's GSPro, which works just fine. It's just maybe not as gamified. And then there's a Stack, which might benefit if you also want to do speed training as well as maybe work on some putting. So I hope this video kind of briefly covered everything. There are some other options with GSPro that you can really get involved in depth with. I just wanted to do kind of the basic comparison of what's similar, because GSPro can go a lot further on what the capabilities are. But again, thank you for watching my video. I really do enjoy making these. I really do appreciate all of you watching. And please, if you do have any questions, ask them in the comments. I'm more than happy to answer them. I want to help you guys pick out and get the best things for you. So please, again, ask away. I will answer them as best I can. One more thing before I go. I am wearing these new golf shoes because I've noticed my foot, noticed my front foot slipping a lot. I could see it on the camera that it would move a lot. My issue is I really like these shoes, but years ago I got basically turf toe on my right big toe. So my right foot, it's very hard to like get it to fit right now. So these are technically a Christmas present. I'm just wearing them now, trying to break them in before I get them for Christmas, just so they're a little more comfortable by the time I get them. And I've tried different sizes. I've tried the wide shoes, and I just can't get them to fit. And it's a lot of pressure seems to kind of actually be on my right toe, like especially the top like toenail area. So if any of you have ideas on how I can make that more comfortable without what I'm doing now, which is just trying to wear it and break it in, please let me know, because I really like these shoes and I want them to be more comfortable to the point where I actually want to wear them, not where I'm afraid to put them on because they hurt me. Thank you for listening to that. Please let me know if you have any idea on how to get these shoes just to fit better, more comfortably, or if breaking them in is really my only option. And one more time before I go, I've mentioned a couple times, but if you are interested in the Stack, you can use one of my links below and get a $50 discount and get the Stack, and then I will also be getting an additional year subscription. So again, you don't have to, but I'm not going to complain if you do. And if you are interested in the speed training, the wedging, or the putting, it's worth it. Just remember, with the wedging, you need the Stack radar. Thank you again for watching. I really, really do appreciate it. Thank you.